Elliott podcast. I am your host, Daleelliottjr, and big up to the community for all the questions that you guys asked me. I know there was a topic that you guys wanted me to speak about, and it was about financial literacy. If you're new here, please like, share, comment, subscribe. It does a lot for the algorithm. A lot of people see my content nowadays, so show your appreciation with a comment and a like. Okay, so financial literacy. No, I am not a financial advisor. I am not qualified to give anybody no financial advice. I can only speak about how I manage my finances and what I've realized over the years of doing so. Now, a lot of people have different methods of how they manage their money or how they save their money. What I would say to somebody is, I am a saver, but I am also an investor. If you try to save all the money that you're making, there is no way you can exponentially grow that money unless it is over time. When I say over time, I mean whether it is you invest your money in like a high yield savings account. The average high yield savings account return is like 4%, 4 to 5% per year. That would be, I would say, a safe investment. You can also do a savings account, which honestly, if you put your money in a savings account, it probably will grow by 0.01% per year. There's always stocks. But I can tell you personally, I don't have a portfolio, a stock portfolio. That's why I will say, hey, don't always listen to me all the way. But for me, I practice financial literacy in terms of me working and investing in myself. And when I say invest, I spend money wisely on only things that can benefit me. Whether it be equipment, film, like the Loverboy music video, I invested in that. You know, I spent a lot of money on that video, but at the end of the day, it was an investment in myself. I practice saving, but I think I save differently. Where I say that I think I save differently, I practice having multiple bank accounts. Not even if you don't have a lot of money. I would just exercise the thought about having multiple bank accounts. One, you never know when a bank can crash. Two, it is never safe to keep all of your money in one place. And three, you can have each account have a purpose for something else. So whether it is you're having a business account, you're having a savings account, and I always tell people, try to do this at different banks because certain banks have certain perks to get accounts. One of the hacks that I had when I first came here, I realized that there were incentives to open some accounts. Like for instance, Bank of America had an incentive where if I open a business checking account and maintain a balance of $5,000, I would get a reward of $300 after 90 days. And all I needed to do was have 10 qualifying transactions. And having $5,000 effectively meant, as long as I maintain that balance, I will have an extra $300 after 90 days. That is literally them giving you money just to put your money there. And that is why I say saving is important. But I wouldn't really think about saving until me figure out how I make actual money. So, me not gonna tell you now if you run and go like spend off all of the money you have. But I would tell you, if you have a business, park saving. Hey, I'm not a financial advisor. But if you have a business, park saving and double down on the business. And when I say park saving, I don't mean spend all the money where you have. I mean, you put aside I don't know, maybe like an extra month rent or something like a safety net. But majority of your focus on your assets should be focused on elevating whatever you are trying to invest in. So to me, a person that don't have a substantial amount of money, I wouldn't really prioritize stocks and bonds and that before I get a certain amount of money, because I am kind of focused on establishing myself first. So if me have a business that me I use right now and this is the business that's generating the income, let me try to solidify this business first to where now I can have enough capital to start diversifying my portfolio. Because some people, listen to me, if you get $5,000 right now and it's $5,000 a loan you have, I wouldn't advise you to now put aside $4,000 to try to save it in a high yield savings account that is only going to give you 4% after 1 year, which is $40. Now, if you invest that into some t-shirt or whatever your business is doing, and it can now turn that $4,000 into $14,000, as long as you keep on turn your investment. Where a lot of people go wrong is that people feel like financial literacy means you have to save your money. Financial literacy really, to me, means making your money work for you. Money supposed to make what you are do better, and it's supposed to make your life easier. Now, what you invest your money in is very important. And I do it in like sectors. So to me, recreational activities, to go out is fine to me. Now, having a set budget for recreational activities is important. But I wouldn't go out and then buy a bottle. Because like alcohol, the markup on alcohol is insane. So that's not something that I would put a lot of money into. I wouldn't put a lot of money into a certain kind of clothes in the building process. No. If you are an artist or an entertainer, or if it's for a purpose, allocating funds for your appearance is important. If it's for your business, if you're saying, all right, I need to buy this to maintain a certain image for my career, is a total situation than you are working a normal 9-to-5 job and then you buy a $1,500 jacket. To me, that don't make any sense. Even though I cannot justify buying a $1,500 jacket. And if I should one day buy a $1,500 jacket, it have to be like, I would have to feel like I am gifting myself that. So I just can't do it. But it's funny because I will go and buy a $3,000 camera easily, because now I feel like I can justify spending that $3,000 on a camera. You know, I can justify spending money on equipment or help, but I cannot justify it on recreational activities unless the recreational activities is going to be vlogged. So for me, personal experience, say for instance, I want to drive a Ferrari because I don't own one. I would look at driving the Ferrari as an investment. Some people wouldn't. Here, I would look at it as an investment. Say for instance, I rent a Ferrari for $800. But while I rent the Ferrari, I have a videographer. And I capture the whole experience of that Ferrari. Then I post all that content on all social medias. Now, I might not make the money back that I spent to rent the Ferrari, but I provided the experience. It is content. It is adding to a big catalog that I have because this is my field. And I can justify that spend. What if I get a video and that video gets 2-3 million views and I in turn get subscribers, I get followers. So there's multiple ways how to justify a certain type of spend, but I cannot justify a person who is not in my field just doing that. I don't think I could have been in another career path and then say, yo, let me go spend that money. So you don't really want waste your money. I think you really need to figure out what is worth it to spend money on and what is not. To you, that need to be super important to you. As it relates to saving your money, I would tell you to, one, have something put aside, but have a goal. So to me, being financially literate and not having a goal kind of get you nowhere, if you understand. Like, some people will end up save all this money and then never have no fun, don't do nothing with the money. To me, that don't make no sense. Like, save for a purpose. Even if it's for say, yo, if everything fail, me have this. Because what a lot of people don't take into consideration is that there is something called inflation. And at $100,000 in 2000 is not worth the same as $100,000 in 2025. If you save, it will take you, if you save $1,000 a month, you know how much time it would have take for you to reach $100,000. No, I am not good in maths, but it's 12 months in a year, and 8 12 96. So that would be 8 years. 8 years and 4 months. It would have take you to save $100,000. Now, if you would try invest $1,000 a month in a business where you have the value of your business would have more than $100,000. So it's all about perspective. Put away little. I would say I would try to save 10% of my earnings per month. If me can put away 10% of my earnings per month, I think that is enough. And it depends on your age as well. Your age determines your risk tolerance. So the younger you are, I think the more risk you're supposed to be taking, but calculated risk. Now, when I say that, I mean a 19-year-old youth that have 4,000 or 5,000 US, if we're being honest, can afford to lose all of that money. Now, because him have the youth, him have the risk-taking tolerance to go out there and just try stuff. Now, maybe somebody else not in that same position. That's why I'm saying he's not a financial advisor, because when I was younger, my risk tolerance for money did super high. I would have lose all of my money, and I would have tell myself that, yo, at the end of the day, my mother and father not gonna make me homeless. Don't follow me. That was when me did I do. The older I get is the more I realize that the importance of debt. Now, a lot of people are against debt, and I see a lot of people get advice that I personally wouldn't take on. One of the biggest flawed things I see people take on, especially when they move to America, is not leveraging debt. Some people would say, yo, don't get a credit card. Credit cards are bad. The interest rate is so high. Don't get a car payment. You don't want to get a car payment because you might mess up on your car payment. It's all about moderations. Credit cards are very important. Because what these said people don't tell you is that in order to rent an apartment, you need good credit. In order to buy a house, you need good credit. So if you are just saving, and then when I go to this bank and I cannot prove to this bank that I have any financial literacy at all except for saving the money, for all I know, the bank can think, yo, maybe somebody was just giving him that money every month and he was saving it. I have no record that I have paid off a car, no payments on anything. The tax return don't show that, me not investing in a business, me not do nothing. It is going to be harder for you to go and mortgage a house because you haven't showed America you have no financial responsibility for pay bills and take care of things. So debt very important, and you can leverage debt to grow. When I say that, I mean you don't have to start a business with all of your money. This is where debt leveraging is concerned. You manage your money, you pay your bills on time, and then when you start a business, you can use these same credit cards that the banks give you to bill. You bill, you make some money, you pay it off. No, there's always a trick to credit cards. You just try to pay your statement balance at the end of every month so you don't accrue no interest. I think that is where a lot of people go wrong. Some people only make the minimum payment on their credit card. I think if you can pay the full statement balance off that credit card, when you do that, you won't accrue any interest and you can continue to spend. So you just have to watch the amount of money you spend. I only put things on credit that I think I can pay off, or I only put things on credit that is an important expense. But at the same time, I use my credit cards to everything because I am trying to build credit. I believe that the more money you are able to borrow is the better off you will be if you are trying to build or grow something. And I like that about America. I like the fact that I might not have $500,000, but if I just pay my bills on time, manage my money correctly, take calculated risk. Oh, he's paid off 2 cars. Okay, then maybe I can lend him, $100,000, $200,000. That's how the world works. The only way, well, I wouldn't say the only way, but the fastest and most efficient way in order to grow a business is to leverage debt. Don't listen to people and, don't get a car payment, don't do this. No, there is a risk in getting a car payment, but there's also a reward to it. A lot of people mismanaged their funds, which is they took on debt that they cannot afford to pay, or it just never worked out. No, debt not working out is completely natural. To me, if you get a debt that you can't pay till your credit go bad, I'm not blaming you, but I wouldn't tell you because you made that not mistake, but because it was your blunder. You took out the car that you couldn't afford, or you took out the car that you weren't willing to try to afford, or maybe there was just a financial thing came up for you and you decided that, I cannot afford to pay this no longer, so you are going to now lose that or go into debt. You put it on you. You probably use that credit card more than you know, or whatever financial hardship that you went through, and then you put that cost and the interest rose on you, and now you are now telling everybody that credit card is bad. Credit is not bad. Credit is not bad. If you mess it up, you just couldn't afford it, because you can get credit can make your own things where you couldn't own by your own, and then you build from there and you pay it off back. So in the world of being financially literate, to me, I feel like there are multiple ways you can achieve a certain goal, but there is levels to the goals. If you realize a lot of rich people leverage debt, and then you have some rich people that tell you to save, save and put aside some money. But I realized that a house value $500,000. You know how long it would take a man doing a 9-to-5 job to buy a house value $500,000? No. Is that people now buy house cash? If there's 100 houses we get sell, I would say probably 75 of them mortgage. Because debt is a part of life. You will never save enough money to buy a home. Well, maybe you can if you have a good job. But I wouldn't do that. I would take that money and invest it somewhere else. Always keep cash. Cash is king. Cash is king. Some people will say gold is king. And I think gold is king because gold is valuable as well. But cash, you always want to have some level of cash. So why not spend somebody else's cash and keep yours? You understand me? So when a lot of people talk about financial literacy, you see, because it's not being taught in school a certain way, unless you do a course like accounts where it teach you how to like balance your books and stuff like that. Financial, they don't really teach you how to make your money work for you. Money is a tool. Money is used to make your life easier. How money works is you have to use money to make more money. You have to compound. So you find out what you're providing, whether you're providing a product or a service. That is how the world works. Some people are consumers, some people are suppliers. Find something to supply that people will consume. But at the end of the day, money needs to keep turning. And if you realize cash, inflation go up. Inflation barely go down. I don't know how much money for a tray of egg right now. But I am sure that something that you bought 10 years ago is way more expensive now than 10 years ago. So that is how you have to use money. Money is used to make more money. You just can't keep money in your pocket and feel like say, all right, because it's in my pocket, everything I go good. No, inflation I go kill it. And I feel like people now realize that once you use the money to make your life easier, that is a part of being financially literate, you know. Being financially literate to me, not to everybody, is all right, then I have this amount of money. Now, me hiring somebody to do something that I am not as good as, but the person is great at it, money allow me to do that. And with spending that money on that, enable me to probably make more money. Money is supposed to make your life easier, not to make you get drunk or for waste. Like for instance, money I would look at bring comfort. So you would see a man and you would ask him, oh, why would you spend $300 to go to that gym when I can spend $10 to go to Planet Fitness? Now, to an average person, can sound like a waste of money. But that man that is going to, say, I don't know, an Equinox or whatever, when he goes there, one, he gets treated different. He's in a different environment with people that he would classify as in the same tax bracket as him. He has more equipment, and in peace of mind is totally different from when he's in like a hustle and bustle situation. So for him, that $300 is a more of an investment. One, for him, peace of mind. Two, he can have meetings there. You go to an Equinox, you can sit down there, you have meetings there, you have Pilates class, you meet different people from other places, you find people that share a common goal with you, a common aim, common vision. So he is looking at that $300 as an investment, and that make his life better. Now the other person is like, yo, why spend that money when I can just go there and exercise? Knowing that going to a $300 gym has a lot more than exercise. I see a lot of people spend money on another example would be like a membership. A person that goes to like a SOHO house membership and him pay a certain amount of money every month or whatever. Some people would look at that as a waste of money. But then the other man would say, well, no, I can go someplace every day that I am always invited. I can always have guests here. I can always have meetings here. I'm going to be around a different level of people. And now maybe I can find somebody here who is doing the same business as me or can get clients here. No, and what if I can't afford the office? I can use that place as my office. So now you're rationalizing the money that is spent. You know, some people wouldn't go out there and do that. I see a lot of wealthy people. A lot of wealthy people have people clean their houses instead of them cleaning. Now you can rationalize that by, the time me I go spec out, the time when me I spend I clean my house, I could have got work. And then I would have spent $200 to pay somebody to clean my house. Some people might look upon that as, it's insane, why would I do that? But then you would have another man who would go to the club and spend $1,000 at the club, drinking alcohol, around some people where he might not never see for the rest of his life. That is now 5 months worth of cleaning your house, where you go walk in every day, you go smell good all the time, you go feel like you're there at a hotel every day. It's just priorities. What are you willing to spend on? Whatever you spend on, to me, supposed to improve the quality of your life. And if you are going to buy something, just always say to yourself, will this improve the quality of my life? Because me use this example. A lot of the shoes that people wear cost a bed. Like, I literally can go into a Ashley Furniture or whatever and find a bed for $1,000. I can go to IKEA right now and find a bed for $1,000 with a comfortable mattress. But you have people out there that have clothes that value the same amount as furnitures. And when you do that, you realize how much people priorities mess up. When I start a business, when I start the Elliott Entertainment and I actually start have employees, I appreciate money way more when you pay people to do stuff. Because I literally used to be like, imagine you go out one night and you spend $300. If you divide $300 by 8, say somebody got to work. Me have to show no how me break down things. Say you go out one night, you spend $300. You divide $300 by 8. 300 divided by 8. That's $37 an hour. A lot of people don't even work $37 an hour. So for you to spend $37 an hour on alcohol, you could have found somebody and paid them and basically control what they are doing for you for 8 hours out of a day. That is how crazy that is when you break it down. When I am buying a shirt and the shirt costs $50, that's basically that can be either 5 hours from a person, because the minimum wage in America, not the state, but the minimum wage in America is like, I don't know, $5, $7 is the country minimum wage. Divide 7 into 50. That is the amount of hours you probably can have for somebody to do something. When people specialize, they get more, but that is how I start look at things because of how I think about spending money. Like, my first 2 tours were based off credit. Use my credit card, keep the shows. Hopefully me sell enough ticket, pay off back my credit card them. That is how the world work. Is not waste your money. No, I have spent money on stuff where a lot of people wouldn't spend money on. And do I regret some of them? No. Some of them, yeah. But most, no. Because me believe in a hard work and I'm gonna get it back. One of my most expensive purchases, people would find it insane, but is a Rolex. I may have 2 Rolex. And me no regret buying them because I did psychologically tell myself that, all right then, maybe this is going to open me into a different network when this is a conversation starter, you know, but I don't make my life revolve around the fact that I buy a Rolex. But when I bought that at the time, it was a very irresponsible financial decision. I bought a Rolex for $10,000. When I bought that Rolex for $10,000, I did not have $10,000 remaining. That was a very, very, very stupid investment. But what happened was, when I bought that, I went somewhere and somebody walked up to me and they were like, yo, you know, I was thinking about getting that one, you know. How do you feel about the chocolate dial instead of the rose gold? And then I was like, oh, maybe I find a way to utilize this. No, if you buy it, I'm not go nowhere. And nah, me not say you have to buy it for 15, but if you buy it without a purpose, now me realize you don't need it. But that was to me was an investment, because not an investment in it gonna make me more money. Like the watch itself I gonna grow in a value or whatever, because to me I don't really look upon watches like that. I just like watch. But some watches grow in value over time, but what I know is they don't go down in value a lot. If I buy a car for $50,000, 5 years from now, that car is going to worth probably 25. If I buy a watch for $10,000, 5 years from now, is either that watch going to worth the same $10,000, more than $10,000, or 20% less than what I bought it for. The depreciation still way less than if I did buy a car. So me not tell man, don't spend money on luxury. Prioritize the luxury where you go spend money on. If you have 10 designer shoes and don't own a Rolex, you're a bozo. Because you can wear the Rolex forever and it will keep the value forever, but you're stepping on some shit with the shoes there and it stink up and you rub it and it stain. A man scuff it, it done. Not even that. You will never be able to sell the shoes for more money unless it's a sneakers and an antique and that, and even that go down in a value after a while. So it's what you determine for spending your money on. So if you try to be financially literate, please look on the value of the things where you purchase, how you can extract value out of it for you, how it will improve you, help your experience, and challenge you to move forward. That's why I say I am not a financial advisor. I just feel like some of the time it's good to hear it from somebody who lose money, make money, I try to make more money, and I can tell you straight up, business is the way to go. Business is the way to go. Diversify up your portfolio, save one money over there, so utilize credit. Don't just feel like you're not gonna spend money, but spend money pan where you feel like you're gonna get the most value out of. But always left a little money left a little waste money. You know? Find where you do. Like for me like dinner. Me love go eat food. So maybe that would I consider as maybe the most of my waste money. But at the end of the day, you need that recreational You know, you need that little stay there. You know, some people we love club, and other people love travel. I believe that you get more money out of traveling than you get out of a club. If 5 of your friends them going to a club, especially America club, and it costs $2,000 between all of you, and you know say you have a good night after $2,000. Just realize that $2,000, if you have that $2,000, you see the girl where you impress, let me break it down like this. The girl where you try impress me, G, before you carry her to a club and spend $1,500 to a one club, find somewhere where you can fly her go. Carry her go to Mexico. You live in America, fly her go to Mexico. Book the ticket all in advance. You can probably book 2 tickets for go to Mexico. It might cost you $800. And then the remaining $700 we left because of $1,500. That remaining $700, book one all-inclusive hotel for 3 nights. So you cover food, you buy your flight. Me tell you something. The sex where you go get after that different from the club. Because you give her, because we are reason now, you know. You give her an experience and you stretch the value out of your $1,500. Understand, say, when you spend your money, get every ounce of value out of the money. Don't just feel like the time it take you to buy a $900 shoes, you can buy 3 Air Force One, a pack of Ian shirt, 2 bad jeans, one black one and one brown one, and one blue one. And money left in your pocket. And you're gonna look better than for you to try hard. You can go get one gym membership with $25 exercise every day. You know them shirt they're gonna fit you now. It's where you spend your money pan. And what the outcome you expect when you spend your money. Business wise, borrow. Try use other people's money. And you have to know for sacrifice. You have to know how to say, yo, me nah spend no money pan no foolishness. Every money when me I spend, me I get it back. And you have to realize, say, yo, sometimes you gotta spend money and it not gonna work out. And that's fine. But you gotta learn. There is a lesson to learn from every money where you waste. The first studio that I tried with my book, I rent a studio before this. It was a bad idea. Never ready financially, never ready mentally, never understand how to get help. But if me never go rent the studio first and waste that money, me not think me coulda can do what me I do now. Nothing is a failure. Everything is a lesson. So save towards business and future, and any expensive investment where you have, just make sure say you can get value out of it. And that is all me have to say. That's my little 2 cents. Me is not a financial advisor. But just tell you what me do and what it did work for me. So, people, make sure say you like, share, comment, subscribe, and relate to me. You know, see if you understand the game. See if you get what me I dish out to. You know, I'm out.